This polarization that you're talking about, this economic stagnation in Europe, where does this lead us?
Well, I hate, as you know, to make predictions about the future with any great confidence. But I think anytime you have a combination of economic problems and social and stability and cultural problems, you put all those things together, historically speaking, it's not a good time. It's a time when conflict, violence, civil unrest, all of these things are much more likely. Doesn't mean they're guaranteed, doesn't mean you can't change course, doesn't mean you can't course correct. But if you don't, we are on the road to best case scenario, civil unrest and violence, for sure.
Do you see evidence that there's going to be a remedy to course correct the issue you've described?
Currently, I don't see that being addressed, but we are in a time when unusual things are possible. And so at the next election in Britain, you may see the right-wing populists come in. And then the question is, can they do the things that they're promising to the people who will vote for them? And there's a big question mark about that, because the things that they'll be promising, which is about addressing not just this problem in terms of people currently coming in, but the people who are already here. I don't know how much exactly we spend now, but there was a point at which we were spending £8 million a day on hotels for illegal immigrants. So it tells you the scale of the problem. And it's a very difficult problem to address because the legal system and international conventions and all sorts of other things that are now in place and are now enforced make it very difficult to address. It's not a dishonesty, but the thing that people on the right don't tend to say is even once you've dealt with illegal immigration, the country's not magically going to be better. You have to have an economy that's growing for people to feel like their lot has got better. The fact that you have rightly removed people who should never have been allowed in the first place will contribute somewhat to easing their concerns, but that's not going to solve the problem. And so even if you get right-wing populists into power, that's not necessarily a remedy for addressing the tensions that I'm talking about.
And in the United States, a different set of issues, but maybe symptoms are similar. Polarization is leading to, and inequality is leading to a rise in socialism, and then the right is getting more right than ever.
The right is getting more right than ever. I think Trump's election was kind of like the peak of it, and it's just carried on in terms of ICE and deportations and whatever. And look, there's a lot to be criticized about the Trump administration. The one thing they have done is close down the border. And I think that's a very good thing, and it was very necessary.